미국에서 마지막 날이네요. 처음 뉴욕 왔을 때 생각이 났어요. 밥을 먹으러 갔는데 어디서 많이 본 극장이 보여가지고 어디서 봤지? 했는데 처음 저희가 뉴욕 와서 공연했던 공연장이에요. 조그마한 극장에서 맨 라이프 스타디움
2013년 1월 12일
2013년 1월 25일
2013년 2월 8일
2013년 2월 14일
2013년 4월
2013년 7월 10일 위의 첫 단독 녹음
슈가야로
제이홉의 첫 블로그
전국의 일지
지민의 일지
진의 일지
랩몬스터의 일지
In a market dominated by successful K-pop companies, Big Hit was founded in 2005 by Bang Ji-hyuk, otherwise known as Bang PD. Although Big Hit seemed to fare well in a competitive music industry along with titan companies such as YG, JYP, and SM, their growth was stunned by controversy. Big Hit's glam promised to be successful in the music scene. However, a major scandal in September 2014 proved to be what many assume to be the company's downfall. Such impact of this failed endeavor that Big Hit decided to no longer debut girl groups. Moreover, this event caused stockholders to retract their stocks from the company. This in turn left Big Hit little to no money. With that said, CEO and founder Bang PD decided to attempt to leave obscurity by creating one last boy band. Thus, the search for BTS began. BTS's original lineup consisted of a handful of artists. However, as time passed, said lineup changed drastically. In fact, of the original four-member group, only Namjoon debuted as part of the group, whereas Supreme Boy, who was said to be an idol as well, became a producer for Big Hit, helping create many of the songs that BTS made popular today. The members that actually debuted in 2013 are Namjoon, otherwise known as RM, who began rapping underground with the pseudonym of Ronch Randa and is currently the leader of the group. Yoongi, also known as Suga, began rapping underground with the nickname of Gloss. Although he originally belonged to a hip-hop group called D-Town, he decided to audition for Big Hit. Even though he was originally set to be a producer, Bang PD recruited him to be a part of what would eventually become BTS. Hoseok, otherwise known as J-Hope, was a street dancer from a crew called Neuron in his hometown Gwangju. He became the third member to join BTS. Jin was recruited by a Big Hit manager who saw him exit a bus and convinced Jin to audition for Big Hit. He was an acting major and so he auditioned as such. However, he ended up becoming a trainee for BTS. Jungkook did not originally audition for BTS. He auditioned for a music reality show in his hometown. And even though he was not picked for the show, various agencies recruited him. In fact, he was scouted by 7 different agencies, including the most popular entertainment agencies in Seoul. However, Jungkook ultimately chose Big Hit. Taehyun, otherwise known as V, originally only accompanied a friend to a Big Hit audition. However, when a recruiter for the company saw him, he was encouraged to audition. So, he joined the lineup. And finally, Jimin, who was encouraged by his dance teacher to audition for Big Hit. When he was accepted, he moved from his hometown of Busan to Seoul. Although his training period was the shortest, Jimin became the final member of BTS because of his natural skills. Yet his modern dancing style made it difficult for him to adjust to the hip-hop style of BTS. This led to him almost being cut out of the final lineup multiple times. It has been 6 years since BTS debuted, and many things have changed. Each member has worked hard to become a better version of themselves. However, it was not an easy task. They strived to grow and learn from their mistakes. Personal growth is not an easy thing to come by. It takes a lot of time and struggle to grow as a person. This segment of the video will showcase how BTS has changed and grown over the years. If a member is not on this list, it's because they have kept their privacy and or there hasn't been any visual changes. In the beginning of his idol career, Namjoon was a very problematic person. There were multiple incidents of cultural appropriation and racism. In early 2010s, the use of threads on his hair was seen as cultural appropriation. He referred to talking in a ghetto or black accent as a talent, and even decided to show it up a couple of times on radio shows.
개인기가 뭐냐면요. 흑인 영어래요. 어떻게 하는 거예요? 보여주세요.
So man, his beats is cold and them rap moms.
제 피부가 되게 검해 보이죠.
Moreover, in a cover of a song made by a Korean first-generation group, he said the N-word on live television. This caught the eyes of international fans, which led him to be called out for his actions. Because he was called out for his actions, he began respecting and appreciating Black culture and hip-hop's origin. We can see his change of point of view when it comes to diversity in cultures. He became more open not only to himself, but to his fans throughout his mixtapes. The mixtape RM depicted his struggles between his identity as an artist and as a K-pop idol, while Mono explored the ideas of loneliness and pain of living. A symbol of his personal growth lies in Mono, where it means monster no more. In the past, he saw himself as a rap monster, and since it was such a negative way and statement to himself, he needed to change that to better himself. Yoongi has always been open about his mental illness. He hasn't been closed off when it came to his constant hardships, depression, and pain. Because of the poor condition of his family, he was forced to work, but he wanted to make a career out of his passion. However, it was extremely hard to sell his music, and Yoongi, in both interviews and in his music, talks about how he was scammed, how people cheated him out of his money for his music. One of the most heartbreaking lines he has said was that he tried to buy a $2 bowl of noodles. He didn't have enough money to take the bus home. Often, he had to choose between eating and taking the bus, and even more often, he went hungry. Additionally, the fact that his parents were not supportive when it came to his interests, this includes his passion for music, his stress, depression, anxiety, and more, got to him, and he attempted to commit suicide. His behavior changed when Big Hit decided to send him to a psychiatrist, and his parents decided to accompany him through his treatment. Even though he questioned himself, his mental stability got better, and he decided to make his voice known through his art, talking about his experiences so that others don't feel what he felt. He seems to have made amends with his family as they finally showed his support for him when they showed up to one of BTS's concerts. As a lot of people know, mental illnesses do not go away. Some people have moments of relapse, and Yoongi is no stranger to this. His severe depression and social anxiety still affects him to this day. During the Hwayang Yeonghwa era, Yoongi's social anxiety got to him, and BTS was forced to cancel a concert because Yoongi was unable to perform. Nevertheless, Yoongi's mental stability is currently stable and seems to be happy. Prior to BTS, Jimin had no background in singing, and his dance style was very different from what he was working on with BTS. The struggle to adapt made him develop a great insecurity. This insecurity shifted towards his appearance and weight when anti-BTS fans scrutinized his body. Jimin has expressed that he feels that he wasn't photogenic, and he has to take at least 30 pictures to post one online. Due to his insecurities, he has known to train extremely hard and partake on harsh diets that have caused him to collapse on stage in the past. As a first step, Big Hit had made the conscious decision to try and cover the member's stomach. In the past, Big Hit focused on the members' muscles, particularly on their abs. As time passed, more and more fans joined the Legion of Army. Jimin's confidence improved once they focused their attention away from their physical attributes. Today, Jimin is a very confident man. We see from the way he portrays himself to the public, his performance, and his self-expression how much he has changed. Artistic growth is influenced by personal growth. It can be expressed in a variety of ways since it is the development of human creativity. Just like personal growth, artistic growth is not an easy thing to come by. For an artist to develop artistic growth, they need to be able to take constructive criticism. Each member of BTS has grown artistically. Unlike personal growth, which can be kept private, we can see artistic growth as it is how they present and perform in public. Namjoon's hip-hop style has made waves all over the globe. Most notably, the American hip-hop magazine XSL included him in 10 Korean rappers you should know. Peter A. Berry, the writer of the list, promises that Rap Monster rarely fails to live up to his name. He describes him as one of the region's most dexterous rappers, capable of switching flows effortlessly as he glides across any array of diverse instruments. When it comes to his solo endeavors, his first mixtape, RM, made critics state that it takes listeners on a roller coaster narrative of confidence and uncertainty that comes with self-discovery. In 2018, he was awarded the 5th class Hwagang Order of Cultural Merit by the President of South Korea, along with the other members of BTS, for his contributions to the Korean culture. Because of his style of music, putting his life and experiences on his artistry, Yoongi was able to connect with not only his generation but also upcoming generations. Jeff Benjamin of Fuse and American Television said that Yoongi's mixtape showcased the star's ear of hot productions, hardcore rap style, and how he can make his vulnerabilities a strength. A general critique towards his mixtape is that his storytelling execution in his music tears down the barrier of censoring and sugarcoating. Yoongi is responsible for writing, composing, arranging, mixing, and mastering his material, making him a wild card when it comes to music composition. Most of his lyrics involve themes that are full of dreams and hope, as the intent of his music is becoming a strength for many people. Since he has over 70 registered songs and growing, the Korean Music Copyright Association credited him as a producer, legitimizing his work as one of a true professional and up to standards with the association, awarding him later on in 2018 with a promotion of a full member of said association. Hoseok's artistic growth grew from his original position as a dancer in BTS. His training consisted of rapping, and slowly he began to produce his own music, most notably his solo mixtape Hope World. Hope World was described as having a fun nature and variety of music genres, including synth pop, trap house, alternative hip hop, funk soul, and retro elements. Jeff Benjamin of Fuse wrote that the atmospheric style of the song Blue Side from his mixtape leaves the listener curious for what's coming up next for J-Hope. The lyrical elements of J-Hope's mixtape, especially the song Daydream, was praised by Billboard magazine for its discussion of difficulties and idol faces in their career, various literary references, and fun representations of a serious subject matter. Jimin had no experience to singing prior to BTS. His expertise was dancing. His training as a dancer proved him to be an exceptional dancer among the members of BTS and in the K-pop industry in general. Noel Devoe from Elite Daily praised Jimin's dancing by writing, "His movements are smooth and elegant, as well as having a strong charm on stage." His dancing earned him a plaque of appreciation for performing a traditional Korean dance called Budaejung from the Cultural Conservation Society. However, his growth is mostly appreciated in the evolution of his voice. Jimin's voice is described as delicate and sweet. His voice could be considered feminine in nature, which is in turn the highest honor a male singer could have. This kind of voice has been seen from high-standard artists like Freddie Mercury, Alex Rose, Ozzy Osbourne, and many other rock singers. His growth as an artist and his growing confidence complemented the strength of his voice. Jungkook was always known as the Golden Magnet due to the fact that he is multi-talented. In the beginning of his career, when he was only a teenager, he developed a tone of voice characterized by its falsetto tendencies. As the years went by and he experienced puberty, his voice developed a more raspy element to it, which made his singing voice much clearer and smoother. Because of his stability and skills, he was able to develop a versatility to his voice. That is a characteristic of what makes BTS a group of successful artists today. Jin, prior to BTS, didn't have any experience with dancing or singing. he only acted. Moreover, he was picked seemingly just for his looks. Nevertheless, this didn't stop Jin from refining his skills as an artist. Currently, he is a talented vocalist in the group. In fact, his voice was described as a tenor, and it has received positive reception. Kim Young-dae described Jin's voice as a strong falsetto with a stable breath control. Most notably, his talent shine in his solo track, Epiphany. His singing is described as tender, sorrowful, and free-spirited. Critic Park Hee-ah stated that Jin sings with the most sentimental emotions. Taehyun's voice has always been versatile. His singing voice is characterized by being a baritone. Therefore, his voice strives in hitting very low notes. Karen Ruffini stated in an article written in Elite Daily that V has no problem producing super smooth, low tones that are a key element in the overall sound of BTS. And Tamer Herman from Billboard said that with a wide range of deep tone, these expressive vocals are a mainstay to BTS's sound. The evolutions of his skills came with a confidence in his own abilities that made his voice particular to BTS's signature sound.